What's up guys, it's Drac, and today we're going to be reviewing two new blasters. We have the Elite 2.0 Wild Edition. We've got the Prospect QS4 and the Trailblazer RD8. Let's get right into it. All right, so as far as the packaging goes, we've got hammer action priming on the Trailblazer along with tactical rail and 8-dart drums. The advertisements, interestingly enough, says it comes with 16 darts. That's double your darts. Then over here, we've got the Prospect with pullback, targeting scope, 4-dart blasting, and 8 darts. So what that looks like is a pile of extra darts because Hasbro doesn't usually give you extra ammo. It's nice that here on the cheap end of the scale, they've decided to start doing that again. And here are the two pistols. I got these for $16 and $8 respectively at my local Walmart. Now, while they only have paint on one side, and the paint is very subtle, right? It's like a light blue on a dark blue background. The other side does not have any paint. The industrial design of the products is very similar. There is true to form a single tactical rail on the Trailblazer, and interestingly enough, it's veffed in like that. I think that's fascinating. I think it's a really good look for the tactical rail, and it almost serves to break up kind of the tactical nature of it. Now, in exchange for that, we've got a very real steel reminiscent sight picture up top with the built-in kind of forward pip here lining up with the hammer in the back. Overall, you wind up with a very long-barreled revolver style pistol that loads realistically from one side. It's got an aperture on here that makes it easy to reload this way. Much harder to reload on this side just because of how this has the funky, it almost looks like Halo buildings, like the ring on this side. So overall really interesting, but then you've got this deco that's completely dichotomous with the rest of the blaster in that across the entirety of the thing, you've got alternating mold releases creating these tiger stripes on the blaster for the Wild Edition, right? For $16, an 8-dart revolver is actually a pretty good deal. That's a better HAMMERSHOT. Now, of course, it doesn't have the ergonomics of the HAMMERSHOT. I would say that going from back to front, you have a relatively one-hand wieldable, easy to articulate hammer prime system, but a grip that is incredibly small, comfortable, no doubt, and knurled on the back, which is a massive improvement over the fake cloth wrap thing that the Zombie Strike line used to have. But overall, just an interesting combo of like 3 different aesthetics combined with slightly smaller ergo. Now, as you move forward through the blaster, like I said, we've got the tactical rail, plenty of well in here for the trigger, really comfortable there, but then just way more muzzle than you need. There's no reason to have the cylinder articulate out this way. It's just kind of funky, and it makes it much harder for us to come in and do something like a snub nose job a la Fortnite revolver, which, you know, we sell this part up on the front and that necks this down for what I think ultimately is still the best revolver around. Now, while I think that that's the best ergonomically, it doesn't come anywhere close to the extra 2-dart utility that the Trailblazer delivers. Now, we'll take it outside and we'll put it over the chronograph along with this one, but I want to talk back to front about the Prospect first, and its prospects are slim. For $8, you just expect more blaster in the modern market. This is a 4-dart Smart AR, and, you know, while it's slightly more ergonomically refined and aesthetically polished than, say, the Alpha Strike line, it's not doing a whole lot extra in that regard, right? I mean, it's got an incredibly small handle there, very, very minute grip. The knurling, again, still being a good include, but then the trigger well on this one is quite wee. And I think that its biggest thing aesthetically is that this is just a straight shot through there for the built-in scope. This is, of course, billed as a feature, but it's not featureful at all. It's not doing anything, nor is it removable. A tactical rail where this clipped on and off might have made it a cool aesthetic include where it's like slap on, slap off, but as is, it's just serving to obscure the pip up here as well. So you can barely see it through, but then you've got the screw port channels going through where the mold was built, and you wind up with neither, really. Neither a sight picture nor a flat top up there. Now, as far as performance goes, it does have this T-pull in the back. It is a solid T-pull, hollow underneath, which means that it would be tricky to get a keyring or a string pull through here a la Night Finder, so you're really going to be gripping it like that. And then, of course, it's a smart dart, so you're going to walk all the way down, and then if you interrupt that, it will always default to the top dart on the thing. That means higher performance first, lower performance as you go down. We'll find out just how much performance we lose as we put it over the chronograph outside. But as far as aesthetics go, it's a wild choice to put tiger stripes on your industrial alien kind of UNSC styled sidearms. Let's go. All right, so we're out here with the Elite 2.0 Wild Blasters. We'll start putting the Prospect over. 69. Error. 59. And a misfire. So let's see what that bottom barrel does. One more time, we'll get the bottom two readings. Jinx is determined to get in the line of fire here. 49 and then 56. So your highest FPS is of course going to be that top shot, but ultimately I don't think that it should really matter in this case because I think that the Prospect is a pass. At $8, there are better pistols with better ergo and better priming systems that you could be using. I think that the one that we're really evaluating here is a slightly worse, slightly smaller grip worth the additional 2 rounds of revolver goodness here. And you know, the FPS is going to be a big part of that, and then we'll take it and we'll shoot down range a little. So, Jinx, where are you going? What are you up to? Okay. 69 again. Duplicate 69. 66. 65. 70. So an overall pretty admirable showing there. Again, you want to reload on this side, not this side. But with just under elite par performance, I think that you can pretty handily say that this averages out to be a solid blaster. It, of course, rotates on the prime, clicking into place and fires from the top. We've gone ahead and moved our downrange target to about 15 feet away. We like to call that the Hasbro handicap for our full-length flingers. But given that, well, the accuracy of the Elite darts is really showcasing, and with 1 to go, 2 on target out of 6 shots is okay. It's about what you expect from a full-length flinger. I think that ergonomically, I'd rather have the Fortnite pistol in my shoulder holster, if not just a good old-fashioned HAMMERSHOT. But in a world where full-length revolvers have fully stagnated and the half-length revolver opportunities are both expensive and need some light modifications to kind of be exactly where you want them to be, I think that this is a fine option. If it's the only thing that you have on your shelf, 8 shots is not to be scoffed at. It's, you know, 2 more than the alternative and 3 more than what I'm personally wired for. And at that point, doing all of that with no 3D printed accessories or modifications required, still getting elite standard performance, I think that it's safe to say that while it's not blazing any new trails, the Trailblazer definitely knows its way along the path. But that's just my take. Let me know what you think of the wild Elite 2.0 design, as well as these price points for these 2 offerings. This one kind of snuck up on me here at the end of the year. I did not explicitly expect some retail exclusives in the 2.0 line, certainly not with Tiger Strike camo, but these days when retail asks, manufacturing answers. So I'm sure that there's a reason for it. Somebody had holiday shelf space to fill over at Wally World, but I think that this one is well worth looking into. I think that the Prospect is not, but that's just my take on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, much love. Blast on, Drac out.